It's a big day in Pakistan. Former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif is returning home with a call to defend the country against forces that are out to discredit his campaign and disrupt free elections. It's his desperate final bid to galvanize his party, which is facing a tough contest with Pakistan's Tehreek-e-Insaf of Imran Khan. I'm joined by Arun Singh, former ambassador to the United States, and also I will be joined by Kamar Chima, defense analyst from Islamabad. But first to you, why is Nawaz and his daughter taking a risk to come back to Pakistan? Because knowing Pakistan's military, I don't think they will be treated with set of assured rights of their constitution.
I think they've probably decided that this is the only way for them to remain politically relevant. The military has mounted a very determined campaign to make sure that the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz does not do well in this election. Nawaz Sharif and his daughter have both been disqualified, they have been convicted. The courts in Pakistan have traditionally sided with the military, either out of fear or sometimes under the doctrine of necessity. So they have gone ahead and under the military's guidance from behind clearly convicted the Prime Minister and his daughter. So at this stage, with the elections happening on 25th of July, if his party does very badly, then clearly they'll use the next 5 years to try and destroy the party and destroy his political base in Pakistan. So I think he felt that this was the time for him to come, show that he's not frightened, that he has been saying that he has been wrongly convicted and that he's not scared of coming back and fighting for his rights. So he needs to show that he's not scared, he's determined to carry on the fight and hope that even if he is arrested, which is most likely, that the sympathy wave that might be generated would enable his party to get a large number of seats in the parliament.
So you're saying that this is making him overcome the fear of the fact that this is a country where Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was hanged on frivolous evidence which was produced. Benazir Bhutto was assassinated. And we have also been given to believe that both father and daughter will be separated and sent to different destinations for the period of detention and then the jail term.
So one can expect that if you're arrested, you will be kept at different places. So that would be normal. It's ultimately a question of how strictly Pakistan is being watched by the international community to try and show whatever due process is possible. But I think in today's context, the way the disruption is happening globally, if you look at the disruption in the US, disruption in Europe, that the values of democracy, norms are not being emphasized the same way. So unfortunately, I think this is a time when the Pakistani military might also feel that it is not under strict international gaze for its behavior. And I can't rule out that what they might do to gain US sympathy, that even as they take strong action of Nawaz Sharif, try and show the US that it is giving them support in Afghanistan. Try and promote some kind of a dialogue between the Taliban and the Afghan government, or encourage steps to be taken against some of the terrorist groups, keep US sympathy engaged and be free to do whatever they want on the domestic front.
Is this a paradigm shift in Pakistani politics? Because they allowed Zardari's government, Zardari's party, to complete the tenure, a history in Pakistan. But they have interfered in this government through judiciary. So my question to you is that, is it a paradigm shift, or did Mia Saab commit some fundamental mistake in context of dealing with the military?
So I don't think it's a paradigm shift. If you see, for the last several decades, the military has tried to orchestrate and organize the politics in Pakistan. Initially, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto has emerged as a partner with the Pakistan army, and then he fell out with General Zia, who hanged him. If you look at Nawaz Sharif's own career, he was initially started as a protege of General Zia to keep Benazir Bhutto in check, who wanted to bring back democracy in Pakistan post Zulfikar Ali Bhutto to challenge the army. And Nawaz Sharif was used as that. But then when he became strong and the military felt that they couldn't control him, and he fell out with General Musharraf, and then he tried to promote some kind of a dialogue process with India, some cooperation measures with India, then the military stepped in. Musharraf did Kargil, and subsequently also they stepped in to thwart him. And so the military has always tried to organize, orchestrate politics in Pakistan so that the politicians are guided by them. But as it turns out, whenever the leaders become very strong, then they want to assert, because the interest of
you
the...
You can't say no to military.
The military has the ultimate strength, and they disrupt the process. Because, you know, the interest of the military and the interest of the elected leadership are not the same.
I'm also joined by Mr. Arslan Bhatti, senior journalist from Islamabad. Thank you, Mr. Bhatti, for joining us. My question to you is, how do you describe today's situation in Pakistan, where a former Prime Minister is going to get arrested from the airport itself?
First of all, I am sitting in Lahore now, na?
Okay.
And about question, there is nothing new in it. Everybody, but there is extraordinary situation in Pakistan, especially in Lahore, where I am sitting now. It is the capital of biggest province of Pakistan, Punjab, because Nawaz Sharif planes, the former Prime Minister and his daughter was convicted in a corruption case, and now they were brought back till time, not by the officially, but they came there at their own. First they were in Abu Dhabi, but the situation in Lahore is very tense. Roads going from or to airport were blocked by putting containers in the place. But even the main roads, the GT road, that is Grand Trunk Road, the motorways, and other national highways were also blocked for the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz workers, so that they could not reach at Lahore, where a big rally led by Nawaz Sharif's younger brother and former Chief Minister and now President of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz was started a few minutes back, which was led by him, and they were trying to go to Lahore International, Allama Iqbal International Airport, in order to welcome their brother. But during the happenings, he would not be allowed. Former Prime Minister and his daughter would be not allowed to come out of airport. They are a bit shifting. Two helicopters were standing at the apron, and they would be immediately shifted to these helicopters, and they will be flown away from Lahore to Islamabad to Chaklala base, where they were from Chaklala base, they were shifted to Adiala jail.
But, Mr. Bhatti, my question was different. My question to you is, what sort of a signal is this sending to the larger world community, where it is perceiving that the military has actually interfered through judiciary and has actually stalled the democratic process, where the court itself has said that the evidence is not complete? My question was larger with you, sir. I think there's a bit of a problem with the audio with Mr. Bhatti, a senior journalist from Lahore who was with us. But my question is to you, sir, that today it has been decided when he lands at the airport, the internet services will be blocked. No content will go on air. There will be nothing on internet. The newspapers will not publish it. How does Pakistan's military get away with this on a global forum? Because of its geostrategic position?
So the Pakistan military has sometimes got away easily and sometimes with some difficulty, but eventually got away. And the reason for that is that since its independence, Pakistan has essentially been ruled by the military, either directly or from behind the scenes. And the Western powers, especially the UK and the United States, have found Pakistan useful from time to time. Earlier it was because they were part of the Western alliance system against the Soviet Union. Then Pakistan was found useful as the US sponsored jihad against the Soviet Union to drive it out of Afghanistan. And after 9/11, again, Pakistan has been useful in the context of Afghanistan. So today, Pakistan's utility for the United States is largely because of Afghanistan. And of course, they have some concerns related to nuclear weapons in Pakistan and that they shouldn't fall in the hand of terrorists. So they keep talking to them as a result of that. All of them feel, rightly or wrongly, that the military is the only organized and capable force in Pakistan. And military, for that very reason, has worked to ensure that no other capable and organized force emerges in Pakistan.
This is a question which not many people would ask. Do you feel, with the long experience you have abroad, apart from a very distinct, vocal, English-speaking minority in Pakistan, does the army have support from broad section of the society? Do they enjoy that support?
So it waxes and wanes. We have found traditionally that when the military has ruled directly, then after some years of military rule, the military becomes very unpopular. You would have seen that Ayub Khan had to hand over power, Yahya Khan had to hand over power, Zia was becoming unpopular, Musharraf had to give up power. So whenever the military has ruled directly, then all the failures of Pakistani society have to be owned by the military, and they have become unpopular. Their strategy has been to rule effectively from behind but have a civilian facade. And at that time, all the blame goes to the civilian leadership and they take credit for all what has happened, as they've done recently for some of the security measures they have taken. So I think it's not a linear picture. Sometimes they command following, sometimes they don't. But everybody recognizes that they are the only force in Pakistan which is organized, which can take some action against groups that target Pakistan, because there have been a lot of terrorist incidents.
And it can keep Pakistan united.
And keep Pakistan together. And the whole ideology of the Pakistan army, as they say, is the ideology of Pakistan, to defend Pakistan, and therefore market themselves on that basis. And whenever they find that the army is becoming unpopular, they create a scenes to enhance a sense of insecurity within Pakistan. Either some incidents on the border, some firing, and the moment there is a sense of insecurity on the border, people say, who can protect us? And it's the Pakistan army. So their whole job is to somehow maintain their relevance within Pakistan politics and to prevent any other countervailing structure from emerging.
Before we move on, let's just listen in again to Nawaz Sharif's reaction before he boarded the flight to Lahore. And this was what was recorded by his daughter Mariam during the flight.
30-35-40% मीडिया भी इकट्ठा होकर स्टैंड ले ले, किसी की जरूरत नहीं है कि वो फिर मीडिया गैगिंग कर सके या मीडिया को ब्लैकमेल कर सके या फिर मीडिया के खिलाफ कोई इकदाम कर सके, लेकिन मीडिया को भी स्टैंड लेना पड़ेगा। इन टच लोगों के साथ मुझे अगर नहीं रहने दिया जाता तो मैं तो अपना काम कर रहा हूँ, मैं तो स्ट्रगल को उसकी आखिरी हद तक लेके जा रहा हूँ और मैंने तो अपना इकदाम उठा लिए अपने जो उठाने थे मैंने, और मैंने अपना जो कहा था वोट को इज्जत दो, उसके लिए मैं देखें वोट को इज्जत दो के लिए मैं खुद यहाँ पर पाकिस्तान पहुँच रहा हूँ और अपने एक बीमारी रहेगी इलेक्शनों की, और जो कुछ हो चुका है अभी तक क्या साख रह गई है, तो अगर क्रेडिबिलिटी नहीं इलेक्शंस की तो फिर कौन मानेगा उन इलेक्शंस के रिजल्ट को।
PTI Chief Imran Khan's ex-wife Reham Khan spoke to WION ahead of the elections in Pakistan. In this exclusive conversation, Reham spoke about Imran's love children in India. Listen in.
Mention of the fact that these children might be of Indian mothers, and the fact that they told Imran Khan that they were happy about it. I want to understand what your reaction was at that point, being married to somebody who's very openly admitting to the fact that he has illegitimate children and children that he hasn't recognized, knowing full well that that could jeopardize his political career in Pakistan.
I think my reaction was not so much, I never really treated him or felt that he was, I didn't marry him because he was a politician. Had I known that he was, this sort of a politician, I would never have married him. My reaction was more on a personal level, because for me, and my family, our life revolves around our children, and also we take the responsibility of parenting very seriously. We see that as a privilege. And so I was a bit shocked at the trivializing of it. It's not so much the fact that he has children and that they're out of wedlock. It's the fact that it was that it's treated very flippantly. And so I was, as I say in the book as well, I didn't really want to know anymore. And the fact that he didn't want to know anything about these children, Tyrion, he talks very fondly about, and I say in the book as well that he says that she's a spitting image of his mother. But these children, I mean, I don't know, I suppose it's because they were, a couple of them, as he told me, were children of married women, and that the women had, according to him, withheld the information from their husbands. So what I understood from the conversation was that he's still in touch with the mothers, or had been at some point in time, but not with the children. But I never really revisited the issue, because it was just, the way it was told to me was just so, I think I just hoped that it was a lie, basically, and that he was just bragging rather than it being actually possible.
So before we close this bulletin, a special edition on Pakistan, I'll take the closing comment from Arun. You made a point that whenever the military ruled Pakistan directly, people had a problem after some time, and you gave examples of Musharraf, you gave example of Ziaul Haq. But in the present context, what do you expect in terms of events to pan out in next 72, 80 hours or a week in Pakistan? What do you expect to happen in Pakistan for our viewers?
I think for a while the army will take very strong measures. They will certainly have arrested Nawaz Sharif and his daughter, and they will try and control the situation in Lahore, in Punjab. I think after a while things will calm down. But what they will try, and the opposition, I mean Nawaz Sharif's party and others, will try and do is challenge the credibility of the elections, that they've been not conducted in a way to enable everybody to participate effectively, and therefore the credibility of the government.
Compromise Imran Khan?
Certainly, and therefore they will want to challenge the credibility of the new government that comes. And this is from the point of view of the Muslim League and others. The army will try and just force the election through. They would like to have a situation where no party emerges very strong. Because even if Imran Khan's party emerges very strong and has a majority on its own, he will start asserting himself. So they'll want that no party emerges very strongly. They cobble together a coalition which they are able to hold together and influence. So that will be their strategy. And we have to see how it plays out.